Hi everyone, thanks for watching TREXPAT. In this episode, I'm going to Pisa in Tuscany, Italy. Pisa is a town you've heard of because of the Leaning Tower, which makes it famous the world over, basically for an architectural error. And the tower is leaning, and it's leaning more and more each year, so you better go while it's still somewhat upright. Pisa has a lot of things going for it. First, the location. It's in Tuscany amongst these rolling hills and really productive agricultural land, and it's close to a lot of the other major cities in Tuscany. It was a maritime trading power back in the day. And now it's become a cheap Ryanair airport. And Ryanair, of course, calls it Pisa Florence Airport, which is basically just not true. It's not in Florence. But you can take a shuttle directly from Pisa Airport to Florence City Center, so it's very convenient. You can also take the train. It only takes an hour one way, and they have departures every 30 minutes, and it's only €8.90 one way. In addition to Pisa being the international air hub of the region, it also offers other benefits over cities like Florence because of its location, its size, and its costs. So for accommodation, you can expect to pay around €50 or upwards in Pisa versus €200 or upwards per night in Florence. I ended up staying the whole time in Pisa and saved over €700 and just took day trips whenever I felt like it to Florence. Okay, granted, I was in probably the most budget accommodation for €50 a night. More on that later. I don't know if I would recommend that to you, but that's your choice. There's also a lot of stuff around Pisa and in Tuscany, so you can also take the train to other cities like Lucca, which is much closer to Pisa. It only takes 30 minutes, and it's only €3.70 one way. And you can also, because Pisa's so small and the airport's so close, I just walked to the airport, rented a car, and just drove around Tuscany in the Tuscan countryside all day. That was amazing too. So Pisa offers you a lot of options as well as just saving a lot of money. So that being said, the airport experience in Pisa is a Ryanair airport experience. It is not a Dubai or Singapore. They have a lot of departures, including 2 at the same exact time to Arlanda in Stockholm, which I don't know why, but they were full. And yeah, this is the airport, so just be prepared mentally. Wow, how stressful. You can tell you're in Italy when the first thing you see when you walk out of the airport is this. Pisa's kind of a strange place because everyone's heard of it and everyone wants to go and take that picture where they're holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but no one actually stays. So, like, once everyone gets that snap of them doing this, then the tour buses leave, and by 3 p.m., it's kind of deserted and you have the city to yourself. The site is open like all day, so you can just avoid the tour bus groups and have the city kind of to yourself. Also, it's not like Florence where every restaurant is busy. It's like very easy to get reservations or even just walk into places. Plus, the town is not clogged with tourists, as you can see here. It's quite nice and quite empty during the day. So if you just avoid the Leaning Tower of Pisa and the surrounding archaeological park, you really don't see any tourists. You only see locals, and there's a big student population, so it's a really young and vibrant city, actually, and fun nightlife, too. In terms of orientation, so the Arno River crisscrosses the city from east to west, and south of that you have the train station, about 15 minutes from the main part of the city, which is north of the Arno River, and then further south is the airport. The airport's really close, like 15 minutes away. And the main parts of the city center are the Piazza dei Cavalieri, which is this nice square, and then it's around the university area, and the area that the Leaning Tower and the churches like this are is the Piazza dei Miracoli. Because 100% of the tourists to Pisa go to Piazza dei Miracoli and nowhere else in the city, every souvenir shop is concentrated around that piazza, so be prepared for that. Think Pinocchio, think postcards, think plaster stand-up things of the David and the Leaning Tower of Pisa, think magnets of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, think all that stuff. You can go inside the Leaning Tower of Pisa. You have to make reservations well ahead of time, and it's really restrictive in terms of the number of people that can go at any one time, since it's literally leaning, but you can do it. I didn't make the reservations in time. In terms of history, Pisa has, as I said, been a naval maritime power, even though it's landlocked, and that was since about the 1200s. That's when the Leaning Tower was built. And also the Medicis invested a lot in the university, which is still standing today and operating, and Galileo actually taught at that university. Okay, enough talking. Now it's time for food, and maybe an Aperol Spritz to go with it. So today is pizza, like every day here, because it's just so good. Here's my favorite restaurant in the town. It's called La Taverna di Puccinella, and it's a Neapolitan pizzeria, and you can get a pizza for €4.50. No joke. And they let me also watch the whole process from beginning to end, including going in the back and watching them cook in the wood-fired oven. Ooh, so good.
This is great. Thank you. Caught you on a good day. I was doing fine, so fine. That was till she called me, telling me your lies, yeah. I give it all to you, wasn't enough for you. Baby, you're so cool, guess it's no news. You would bring me heartache, but all is healing time, yeah. I could even the score, fuck with your friend like you did mine. But you don't matter no more, and I'm not the heartless kind of type. My nemesis, you used to be my nemesis, but I ain't got the time to let you bring me down. I'm done with it, 'cause now I see the benefit. I'm saving so much time, no vengeance on my mind. If I ever see you, I really wouldn't mind, yeah. And if we were to talk some, I'll just be polite, yeah. I could even the score, fuck with your friend like you did mine. But you don't matter no more, and I'm not the heartless kind of type. My nemesis, you used to be my nemesis, but I ain't got the time to let you bring me down. I'm done with it, 'cause now I see the benefit. I'm saving so much time.
And here's Piazza dei Cavalieri on a Friday night, very busy. And no, it's not the Arctic, it's 20 degrees. Here's a nice hostel by the train station, but who decided to put a drum set in the common area where people are working? Okay, I'm officially an old curmudgeon. So in order to avoid that, I booked a private for 50 euros a night, by far the cheapest place on booking.com. Why does every light have a bulb missing or more? And why is the shared bathroom door a curtain? And don't even get me started on a shower. This is the shower hose. And the garden has flies all over it, and they're growing nettles. Also, the refrigerator is fake, and I just bought all my groceries. To end on a high note, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Italian adventures.